Hello everyone, welcome back on Meds. I'm your host, Mr. Meds, aka King Meds, and Kosi. So today is a very special day. We'll be starting our new segment, which I said we're gonna start very soon. So I want to discuss the first contender of our segment. So I want us to kick this segment with pain management. When it comes to pain management, it is recommended that you start with paracetamol or acetaminophen, depending which region are you from. So in South Africa, we call it paracetamol with most countries. But if you're more in America, then they will call it acetaminophen. So depending which country you're from, we'll call it differently. But this channel, because it's South African, so we'll call it paracetamol. So when it comes to pain management, usually paracetamol or acetaminophen is recommended as a first-line agent. Then if it's not working, then you can add on paracetamol, maybe an anti-inflammatory or other strong painkillers as well. But other more strong painkillers are obviously on prescription. But for now, I just want to focus a bit on over-the-counter products. This is quite exciting because I feel like this is the most important and exciting part of pharmacy. I know most of you do not care much about pharmacy regulation and operation. This segment will be very beneficial to most people because you can apply it to your day-to-day lives. Paracetamol is the most accessible painkiller in South Africa. This is because there are less restrictions on paracetamol compared to other painkillers. It is basically known as one of the safest painkillers and possibly one of the most common sold painkillers in the country, or let me just say in the world. When it comes to recommendations, in South Africa, paracetamol is indicated for minor to moderate pain management and fever in almost all ages. Unlike other anti-inflammatories, paracetamol is not recommended or indicated for treatment of inflammation, so it doesn't have anti-inflammatory properties. However, it is found in most combination with other anti-inflammatories for indication of pain, inflammation, and fever management. So it is also mostly found in other cold and flu combination because of its fever management properties. So who can use paracetamol? Because it lacks anti-inflammatory properties, it is safer to use on people with stomach ulcers, as most anti-inflammatories are not safe to use in these conditions. It is also safe to use on people with heart conditions or people with blood pressures. As we know, most anti-inflammatories are not recommended to be used if you have like heart condition or you have a high blood pressure condition. It is also considered safer for people that are on blood thinners like warfarin. We know warfarin is actually a big problem when it comes to interaction with other medication. In some cases, it can interact with other some foods as well. So it is also safer to use with paracetamol. Warfarin is safer to use with paracetamol. So there's no interaction between the two drugs. So paracetamol is also considered safe for use in children from birth. So as you have seen, there are pediatric drops that are indicated from 0 up to 3 months. So there are also pediatric formulas available in the market, including the syrups as well and the drops. So it is also indicated for pain and fever as in adults. So when I say it's fever, I know we sometimes have different description of what fever is. But basically fever means high temperature. If your temperature is higher than normal, then you are considered to be feverish. Not the sniffy nose and all that. That's not really fever. Fever is just a high temperature, and pain is, as you know, it's pain. Paracetamol is also considered safe in pregnancy. This is the only product that we can recommend as pharmacists to pregnant ladies. We are very useless when it comes to managing any condition during pregnancy. So basically, if paracetamol is not helping for your pain or anything, then don't waste your time going to the pharmacy. Just go straight to the doctor. You might ask yourself, why are most medication not recommended in pregnancy unless prescribed by the doctor? This is because there is no available data or enough available data when it comes to safety of medication in pregnancy, because there's no testing allowed to be conducted in pregnant people. Even if a product has been used by pregnant ladies and it hasn't shown any bad side effects, most companies still don't want to recommend it for pregnancy because of the implication that comes with recommending something in pregnancy. You must be willing to accept the consequences if anything goes wrong. So you must be willing to accept all the consequences. So most companies have learned from the thalidomide situation that happened a long time ago. So I will one day tell you what happened with thalidomide, a tablet that was used in pregnancy, and it had dire consequences. That tablet was recommended by the company that it is safe during pregnancy, but it later on showed dire consequences and it went wrong for the company. So most companies don't want to do that anymore. They rather be safe, even if there is enough data, or even if they know that it is safe in pregnant ladies. They rather not put it on the package inside or recommend it to the pregnant ladies unless it's prescribed by the doctor. Paracetamol is also safe for use in ladies that are breastfeeding. So during breastfeeding, paracetamol is safe to use as well. Who shall not use paracetamol? So paracetamol is not recommended if obviously you are allergic to paracetamol. You should not use it. And then it is also not recommended to people that have renal or let's say kidney problem, especially in the severe cases, because most drugs are eliminated through the kidney. Paracetamol is one of them. It is also not recommended in people that have liver problems. That is because paracetamol is mostly metabolized through the liver. When it comes to dosing, for adults, the recommended dose for paracetamol is 500 to 1000 milligrams every 4 to 6 hours. So the maximum dose is 4000 milligrams per 24 hours, which is per day, or 4 grams per 24 hours. So that basically means you can take 2 tablets every 4 to 6 hours, depending on the severity of the pain, but don't exceed 8 tablets a day. So most paracetamol only, not combination, most paracetamol only tablets contain 500 milligrams of paracetamol per tablet. So that includes your capsules, your tablets, and your fizzy tablets as well, because there's no syrup for adults. So there's no syrup for adults, so I won't be saying that including syrup. There's no syrup for adults. So they contain 500 milligrams per tablet. So that basically means don't use more than 8 tablets a day to be safe. If you're using other combinations as well, check your box. Most combination, like your pain combination, pain inflammation combination, and cold and flu combination mostly contain paracetamol. So it will also say on the box if it contains paracetamol. There will be a warning label that says it contains paracetamol. That is required by law, actually. When you want it in children, then you will have to go according to the package insert. There is a weight-based and a age-based dosing, but what I can say is whatever you do, don't take more than 4 doses a day. So that includes newborn and children. So not more than 4 doses as recommended by the package insert. So you can take a dose every 4 to 6 hours as well, not more than 4 doses a day. So in newborn between the age of 0 months to 3 months, there is a recommended dosing, which is 10 milligrams per kg. So if let's say now your child is 3 kgs, it will be 10 milligrams per kg times 3 kgs, which is the weight of your baby, then you get 30 grams. And then because all syrups or suspension are like 120 ml, 120 120 milligrams per 5 ml. So you will take that 30 and divide it by 120, and whatever you get, you multiply by 5. That will basically give you the recommended dose, for your newborn child. But I think with Panado, which is, I think those are the only drops available on the market for paracetamol. So with Panado, there are also weight-related or age-related dosing that you can see on the package insert as well. Then there are also suppositories are available for children as well. So the suppositories are recommended if the child can't take anything by mouth or they are throwing up. Then you can use the suppositories to relieve fever or pain. So when it comes to paracetamol suppositories, there is dosing that you will get on the package insert. Those that do not know what suppository is, a suppository is, it's that bullet-shaped product that you insert into the child's rectum, that means on their anuses. So that is called a suppository. So there are suppositories, paracetamol suppositories are available in South Africa over the counter, and there is dosing on the package inserts as well. So the suppositories come in 200 milligrams and 125. Yes, then you can buy them over the counter as well. So if you happen to be using a suspension and a suppository, paracetamol suspension and a suppository, you do the same thing. You give a 4 to 6 hour interval. You can't use them at the same time because they are one of the same thing. Otherwise, you will overdose the child. Same with the oral suspension or syrups. Not more than 4 doses are recommended a day if you use them on their own. But if you're using with the paracetamol suspension, then you might have to say 2. That's in total must not be more than 4 doses per 24 hours. So most common brands that are available in the country with tablet, the originator of paracetamol was Tylenol, which is not available anymore in the country. So we basically do not have the originator in the country of paracetamol, the tablets. So the originator is Tylenol, and then there are also Calpol tablets. There is Panado, there is Acetaminophen, there is Pain Block, Paracetamol. There's quite a lot of them. They come in different names. I think there is quite a lot. This is one of the molecule that easy to make, I think, because there's quite a lot of generics and they are mostly very cheap. And then when it comes to children's suspensions, there's Calpol. The originator is Calpol, and then you get Panado suspension, Acetaminophen, Pain Block, fever pain, you name them. There's quite a lot. I don't know all of them. And then there is also suppositories. As I said, suppositories comes in 250 and 125 for children. There is only 2 brands available in the country at the moment. There is just Empaped and Paracet. Empaped comes in 10s while Paracet comes in 12s. When it comes to paracetamol products, they're actually very cheap. With tablets, front shop tablet, the lower quantities are actually more expensive than the 100 that you get at the dispensary. So for example, with the Panado, I don't know what's the price of Panado in the front shop. Okay, let me make an example of the Pain Block. I think in front you can get it for around, how much? Pain Block will be around 16 rands or so, 16, 15 rands. But if you buy the 100s, then they cost you about 31 rands excluding VAT. So they are quite cheap. So and then the syrups are also cheap. You can get the cheapest for about 10 rand, which is, yeah, I don't know what's the brand, the cheapest brand, but you can get the cheapest for about 10 rands. And then the most expensive one will be obviously the originator, which is Calpol, which you can get for almost 200 or 150 rands per 100 mils. And then the suppositories, I can give you the price of suppositories without the single exit price, that is without VAT or dispensing fee. Then when it comes to the suppositories, then I will just tell you the single exit price, that is the price without the tax or dispensing fee. So the Empapet 125 milligrams, you get it for around 77 rand 62 cents of the 125 milligrams that it comes in 10s. And then the generic comes in 12. It's a bit cheaper. The Paracet is 69 rand 77 cents per 12s. When it comes to 250, then it's 98 rand 32 cents of the Empapet, the originator, and the generic that comes in 12 is 88 rand 37 cents. So as you see, if you don't mind generic, you're getting more for less when it comes to Paracet. Yeah, there's only those two products in the market. I don't want to discuss much the price of the paracetamol tablets and all that, because quite a lot of them, there's quite a lot of them, and the price might vary too much. And most of you, I'm sure you already know, especially the 24s that you can get in the front shop. You already know how much it is, so I don't want to discuss much about that. Discuss much of those, because obviously there's a lot of variation in price with those products. Now let's go to my favorite part, the Medicines Act, and see what can you buy where. So let's start with what you can buy in the front shop. The stuff that you get in the front shop without going to the dispensary or the pharmacy are called Schedule 0. So those items, you can basically buy them in the open market, which means you can buy them at Checkers, a ShopRite. You can pay whatever supermarket, and some garages you can get those items. So paracetamol is Schedule 0 tablets. Schedule 0 if they are in quantities less than 24 per pack. So if it's more than 24 tablets in the pack, which I said basically an adult tablet comes in 500 milligrams. So if there's more than 24 tablets in the pack, then it moves to the higher schedule. So it's schedule 0 if it's less than 24 tablets or capsule, whatever dosage form comes in. And then the syrup also scheduled 0 if it is 120 milligrams per 5 ml, and it's not allowed to come in a container more than 100 ml. And then the drops, not more than 20 ml as well, schedule 0. If it's more than that, then it moves a schedule. Then quantities that are over 24s, then they are schedule 1. That means you can only buy them at the pharmacy and then over the counter at the pharmacy. So you can't get them in the front shop or in the open shop, like your retails or your Pick and Pay, your Checkers, your ShopRite. You can't get them there. You have to go to the pharmacy to purchase them. Although you won't need a prescription because they're over the counter, but you must still get it at the pharmacy. And then suppositories, as I said, we only have 2 suppositories available, 2 brands available in the market now. It's Empapet and Paracet. Those 2 suppositories are Schedule 2. Same thing with Schedule 1. You can only get them at the pharmacy and the over-the-counter section. So though you don't need a prescription for them, but you still have to purchase them at the pharmacy. And then it becomes Schedule 3 if it's an injection. So as you have seen, you only see the paracetamol injection if you go to the hospital where there is doctors and all that, so they can just prescribe paracetamol for you, paracetamol injection for you. But you barely find it in the retail pharmacy because it's not much use anyway. So it's also Schedule 3. That means you need a doctor's prescription for it. So you can't just buy it over the counter. As far as I know, almost all injections, as far as I know, you can't get them without a prescription. I think all injections start from Schedule 3 because of the risk they carry. If you have any questions or query, you can put them on the comment section below. If you want to add something as well, do that in the comment section below. As I said, I'm not perfect. I might have missed something. If you feel like I've missed something or you have any suggestions, put them on the comment section below. Otherwise, stay on meds for more clarity, not confusion, one med at a time. See you on the next one.